Darryn Peterson will go down as Bill Self's best player ever at KU?
Okay, so I had some questions I should have asked. Okay, so like best player, like best season or best because we got Joel Embiid,
That's fair.
MVP,
That's fair.
7-time
Yeah.
All-Star,
That-
all NBA 5 times, 2-time scoring champ,
This
3 times
season.
Olympic.
Yeah, I think it means like the
Okay,
best
one
player
season.
while there. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Bill Self said it. I'm going to listen to Bill. He said he's his most talented player he's ever coached, and that's pretty scary, him saying something like that. So I would say if you're talking about one season, him having to be the guy, I don't think he has a choice but to have a great season if he is who we think he is. Yeah.
That's
Rob.
Go ahead, Rob.
Well, look, I went back and I checked, right? And if you look at the guys that have been All-Americans there, the only one where it's been a multiple-time All-American, right, was Sharon Collins in, I think that was 07 and 08, maybe 08 and 09. And I think that Darryn Peterson will have a better year than Sharon Collins did. The only National Player of the Year that Self has had at Kansas is Frank Mason. And I think as good as Frank was in 2018, I think that Darryn Peterson is going to have a better year than Frank Mason in 2018. Joel Embiid, remember, he got hurt and he didn't end up playing in the NCAA tournament that year. And it was like he was good, but he wasn't the guy on that Kansas team. Andrew Wiggins was the #1 pick that year, but it wasn't like Andrew Wiggins was lighting everybody on fire. In fact, Jeff Goodman has the famous quote of saying that Aaron Kraft is a better basketball player than Andrew Wiggins when Andrew Wiggins was at Kansas. Aaron Kraft.
Henson.
$250 million later. What do you think about that answer?
He changes the quote. The quote was, "I'd rather have Aaron Kraft for that year in college than Andrew Wiggins." Andrew Wiggins scored 4 points against Stanford in the NCAA tournament. He came to play when he wanted to come to play. Aaron Kraft was an elite defender. He was an elite defender.
I'm gonna tell you some. At that NCAA tournament, when you know you're not going to the promised land, it's tough to get out there and really give it your all. I'm just being honest. I think he shut it down. He knew what time it was.
Yeah.
So for me, and I've seen Peterson for a couple of years now, and I remember going over to a coach when I saw him and saying, it was at Adidas, "Why isn't this kid the #1 player in the country?" And this was when everybody was like AJ. And I just felt like the one thing that Peterson had was the ball in his hands all the time. And that's what he's going to have at Kansas. That's the difference. He's going to be the combination of the most talented and the most productive player that Bill Self has ever had. Again, is he as talented as Joel? Well, probably not, but he may be close. But again, he's a guard that does absolutely everything. If you need him to score 30, he could score 30. If you need him to throw 10 assists, he can do that. If you need him to win a game in the defensive end, he can do that. He can rebound his position. He plays hard all the time. He's competitive. I absolutely love this kid. As much as the cruising for boozing or whatever the hell it was, I love DP. I love DP.
Oh, that's an unbelievable. Can we clip that from Goodman? I love DP.
Cruising.
Like, his advocates are really going to love that one.
Jesus,
like,
that is a little aggressive.
That's never going to get clipped up and used on social media, right? Like,
gotta put that. I gotta. When they have the stickers on the iPhone where you start talking, that'd be a good one.
Yeah,
it's coming. It's coming.
One thing, and I actually think that Peterson is going to go down as the best player for Kansas in the season. But one thing that does worry me a little bit is like Self really tried to overcorrect for what he had wrong with that roster last year, with the 3 non-shooters on the floor. And it feels like he tried to do it and didn't maybe get as many shooters as he wanted. Like, are we buying Cole Rosario as being like the starting 3 stepping in this season right away?
It's going to have to be.
Buying?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
Jaden
Dawson,
what
it's going to have to be, Rob.
Yeah, Jaden Dawson it's not like he's been setting the world on fire there. Trey White is a 32% career 3-point shooter. Melvin Council's not a guy that's going to be known for shooting threes. So my only concern is you tried to get smaller and more versatile and add some shooting. You didn't really add all that much shooting. It's just now you're not quite as big and physical as you were a year ago. So I'm just the spacing is something that has me a little bit concerned about how it all comes together. But I feel like Peterson might just be a good enough shot maker where like it's not going to matter. He's just you're going to get out of the way, and it's just kind of, he might not be the most efficient, but he's going to end up getting you like 25 on 20 shots every night, and that might be enough.
Yeah, he's good, no question. All right, let's work